Team Kreisbad still waiting for one more. Still waiting for +1 Arheem. Gonna be on that enhancement with Wolf as more of the Beast Mastery chokes. Looks like he's gonna be first up as a Necro Red Pally. Sejura in the back as well as Chirp on Team Kreisbad. We got ourselves Kajix. We got ourselves Kreisbad. We got ourselves Kajix. We got ourselves Tagsy. We got ourselves G-Funk as well as Francis. Pope Francis. I like a bear, by the way. It looks like Tagsy is going to be first up as an Affliction Warlock versus Chokes. Paladins do get kited quite a bit. They are pretty known for lack of mobility. So for Tagsy, it's a perfect opportunity to maybe make something happen. Especially since he's playing no pet build. The curse of exhaustion whenever Hand of Freedom is down is going to be massive. Tagsy using the port and gives him quite a bit of mobility with a conduit. Going to be some burst out of Chokes. Does he have the big pop-off damage? Wall for Tagsy with a drain and a fear is going to help him stabilize. Didn't have to burn a wall so far as well as a Dark Pact. So that is quite a lot of defenses burn versus Chokes. But look at that mobility, dude. Look at the, or rather lack thereof mobility, with Chokes going to be put in a pretty bad spot. Trinket out of the Mortal Coil as soon as he sees it. Tagsy with yet another port, not using the mobility from that port. Actually, he is using some of it actually to just outrun Chokes. While Hand of Freedom is down, I mean, it's literally free pickings. It's literally like shooting fish in a barrel. Chokes is gonna take a bit of damage from the Dark Glare. Has at least something to generate holy power off of. Gonna be Tagsy, looping around the corner with the shackles out to get interrupted and Chokes. Got himself a flush count to keep himself alive. Then it's gonna be full health burn, necrotic down. Stun to Tagsy. Chokes is gonna have to bubble this and actually just gonna have to play defensive. Tagsy actually burned every big defensive out of Chokes all at once. And Chokes is at no mana whatsoever. Actually at no mana at all. Tagsy hitting him with some slows, but the Hand of Fury keeps rolling. Mortal Coil runs in the other direction. I think Tagsy is going to be able to defeat the Red Paladin. An Affliction Warlock defeating a Red Paladin is not something we see often enough at all. Chokes sending in the gavel and needs to recuperate. He is down on some defensives. No bubble for a while. That's a big one. No Shield of Inners for quite a bit. No wings either, so he's kind of in a tight spot. He is going to have to send out a couple of these Gavels to stack up the damage on Tagsy, because he really just needs to get himself a good Hodge and a bunch of damage all at once. Hand of Freedom, but the Fear is going to run you as quickly as you can away from Tagsy, which is going to be super, super unfortunate. And Tagsy, as long as he keeps the dots rolling, as long as he gets some procs, he might be able to do this. And Chokes looking to make the biggest damage happen versus Tagsy. Just the biggest blaster damage while he can. Throwing down the gavel, gonna be Tagsy actually swapping around and attacking the slime that Chokes has. Tagsy getting kind of low though. Drain Life is gonna be able to let him catch up a little bit of health. Especially useful for Affliction Warlock because you actually can increase the damage of your Drain Life. But I wonder if Tagsy also playing the Drain Life Legendary. Actually, wait, that is a great question. Is Tagsy playing the big Drain Life Legendary? Because he's able to heal quite a bit. Full dots on the Chokes. He just doesn't want to do it with Tagsy at all. That's the biggest advantage of an Affliction Warlock. You actually are in a better spot. Just let him come to you. Letting him rot over time as we're getting into that dampening. So we'll see. We'll see if you might be able to make this happen. Because last time we tried to get pushes and get some bursts on the Chokes, it was a little rough. The cooldowns are going to sync up pretty well. Chokes, Bubble should be able to sync up pretty well. Actually, no, it's not. Which is the cooldowns of Tagsy, who actually has some cooldowns coming up very, very soon. Chokes with a Hand of Freedom. Tagsy with that mobility after porting out. And that's going to be a big old gate report to follow. Tried to land a fear onto Chokes. Chokes got himself full wings. Wait, big burst out of Necro Paladin. Oh my goodness. I'll be honest, I was rooting for the Affliction Warlock. I was rooting for the underdog. I was thinking that guy might be able to make something happen. And Tagsy played that as well as he could. Let's be honest, he played that really, really well. I don't know if you can play that better. I think all you can really do is hope that things crit when you got your full burst up. But he played that as well as he could. Choke's gonna get hit with a bunch of fire damage. Chaos Bolt. Gonna be that crystal exploding as he walks away from it. Cataclysm erupting under his feet. Shadow Fear around the corner. This man is gonna be under quite a bit of pressure. A Scribe coming in with full cooldowns. Chokes has bubble in 45 seconds. Looks like he's trying to get... I think he was trying to get interrupted. I think he was just literally just trying to get interrupted on a holy, but Kreisbad doesn't play the interrupt pet. Plays the Succubus instead. To try to land some kind of CC on the Chokes with a constant slow, so the Paladin's Hand of Freedom is going to be super valuable because of the constant Succubus Seduction slow. It just keeps on whipping you, slowing you, and as a Paladin, mobility is one of your biggest disadvantages. As Kreisbad fears him in the corner. Looking to get some damage in with the Casbolt as well as the stone. Everything exploding all at once. Kreisbet meeting him on the other end with his Shield of Vengeance up to at least give him some kind of protection as Chokes wants to stay alive just a little bit longer. He got bubbled very, very soon. 30 seconds on the wings. Kreisbet, though, sitting out in the open, comfortable with a trinket, with a wall. He got no defenses to worry about. Teleport to fear the pet. Yeah, Paladins definitely need to start using Turn Evil against pets like that, because look at that suck of a CC. And Kreisbet making sure he gets a good angle. Good old Casbolt from around the corner. Bonza fell. That's going to be Chokes just eating so much damage all at once. He keeps dropping super, super low. But maybe he still has something under his sleeve. He does have wings coming back up. Mortal Coil available for Kreisbet. He's going to send it down. Trinket immediately by Chokes. Going to be a trinket for Kreisbet. Has the mobility with the gateway if he needs to. Chokes does not have the mobility. No hand of freedom. Just turning the attention onto the pet. Looks like he's going to slay the demon immediately. As soon as he can. Kreisbet is going to have to resummon a new one. Probably with Feldam. There it goes. Quick summon as Chokes keeps waddling at him with full cooldowns. And that's yet another suck of a CC. Kreisbet is just dancing circles around him. Bonza fell with a Cataclysm on the Chokes. I think the Bonza fell, did it connect? It did connect. Flesh Scuff, no way to interrupt it. 20% damage reduction against that Casbolt and incinerates. That's all the Chokes really has in him. Trying to stay alive as best as possible. Bubble is getting used as a last second measure. I don't really know what this Paladin got up his sleeve anymore. I mean, after going versus the Affliction Warlock, that was a real long duel against Kreisbet. That's another duel. It just exhausted you of all your cooldowns into a succubus. You see, as soon as you get a Hodge onto Kreisbet, as soon as you go for some kind of a setup, the succubus is there just to separate you two. And a big old Cataclysm is probably going to get him, no, not quite dead, but pretty low. Mortal Coil continues to see, not even good. Fear pathing. Casbolt erupts. Chokes it with a rank of ashes just to generate whatever holy power he can, just to give himself whatever survivability possible. Stun around the corner. Kreisbet just needs a few more instances, and it's done. Taking him out. 13 minutes into his duel, 49% dampener. So any kind of healing from this duel, that is an advantage. If you guys are not a huge fan of the class and how much they can heal themselves, the healing is going to be gone, essentially. You know what I mean? What's up, Fatty Pill? How you doing, man? What's up? I want to say take care, yo. Thank you so much for the continued support, Fatty Pill. Appreciate you, my guy. Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Welcome back, welcome back. Bonza fell by Kreisbet. As Arhi taking a bit of damage, going to be big. Bonza fell, damn, onto Arhi. Got himself full wall as well as Ascendus just to get the damage back to Kreisbet. With wind strikes to follow. Dora shadows around the corner, trying to reconnect back up, but Immortal Coil sends him in the opposite direction completely. Trinket out of Arhi, Sunder onto Kreisbet, but Inferno crashes in. This is going to go for a battle match. Trinket just to give himself a lot more health to work with. Kreisbet got the Infernal for that extra raw damage. Arhi going for the stun on all those spells. It's going to be a quick Shadow Fury with a Casbolt sent at Arhi. Going to be just whatever mana you got, whatever Maelstrom you got, trying to go for a Hex versus Kreisbet, but looks like Arhi's just out in the open, eating Casbolts for free. Going to be one around the corner. Arhi gets super low. Kreisbet just needs a few more instant casts to finish him off. I think he's going to have it. Oh my goodness. There it is. What healing is going to be gone? Well, at 57% dampener, the healing is reduced by 57%, so the survivability in a 1v1 has gotten a little bit tougher now that Kreisbet is able to outlast into this duel this long. Good to go for someone Fell Hunter instead. Actually, is that even better versus Chirp? I mean, you can interrupt. I guess, can you succubus see a Boomkin? Or does Boomy count as a beast, just like a Feral counts, or as a Guardian Druid counts? I think you can still succubus seduce him, technically. Can you not? I'm wrong on that. He's literally just teabagging his own boy. He's just literally teabagging his own boy. I thought he was just trying to be rude to the Alliance last game, but he's just rude to whoever is on the floor, dude. If you're on the floor, you're a beanbag for Chirp. You know what I mean? But Kreisbet keeping some slows on a Chirp. Chirp pushing in with mobility is going to get himself regrowth. No interrupts available. Is the pet still around? Is the pet dead? Oh no, the pet is still alive. Mortal Coil around the corner, but Kreisbet with a fear on the Chirp. Not able to land the fear, actually. Was it line of sight? Was it DR'd? Did he just cancel it? Either way, there was a fear cast, but nothing happened. Stunner on the corner with a Cataclysm as Chirp walks out of Bonzafell going for a Convoke, and it's going to be immediately interrupted by Kreisbet. I don't know if Chirp tried to go for a Convoke, maybe to self-heal himself, or maybe just to force a Trinket out of Kreisbet, or Force an interrupt on our Cries bed. Bash onto Cries with a trinket to follow Chirp, but no health whatsoever. I don't know how this man survives at this point. Gonna be a cyclone onto the pet. And Chirp with a Frenzied Region just to keep himself alive just a little bit longer. Keeping himself alive as best as humanly can. Crisbet trying to see if he might be able to sneak around, swing around the bend. And Chirp with a quick roar onto that pet. Cyclone right after. Is it going to be enough though? I don't think it's going to be enough. Bark Skin. As the pet is just doing freebie damage. Chirp. Activating Incarnation. He's literally out of all options. He's literally just dead to the dots, dead to the pet. Yeah, actually just melted at 82% dampening. You're not getting any kind of healing whatsoever. That was a very slow burner duel. With Jiro charging in. So Jiro does not want to play a slow burner duel at all. He just wants to end this versus Crisbet as early as possible. Bonzafella going to do some free damage. Crisbet better have himself a good position in order to get away from Jiro. Stormbolt out of the Warrior. No way for the Succubus to break it. Blaze Storm right after. Jiro taking a bit of damage too. Oh wait, we actually could be down for the count. Oh my god. Crisbet just unloaded the full burst into that boy. And Wolf is going to be up next. With a Succubus CC, as Crisbet try to go for a Casbolt, gonna be immediate trinket for Wolf. Interrupt, trying not to die to the Destruction Warlock. Stun to Crisbet, no trinket available. Shackles on Malediction. I don't know how you make it out of there alive. Big old Infernal, slam it down onto Wolf with a Cataclysm to follow. Wolf with the Feign Death just to try and move some dots off him. And Crisbet at no health whatsoever. He has all these pets behind him. Fears at least one of them. The second one approaching. He might be able to get some drain life off it. Trying to avoid the pets as best as he can. While he's got it. Maybe try to set up for Mortal Coil. Wolf does not have a trinket, by the way. So Crisbet could maybe make some work here. He doesn't have a lot of health. Second CC onto Wolf. Chaos Bolt maybe into a Mortal Coil. If he's able to send one fast enough. Mortal Coil. Trying to burn him with instant cast. Does he have enough though? Wolf with a Feign Death for a second. Kill shot to Crisbet. Could be anyone's game. Wolf does get him, but the dots, do they get him though? Do the dots get Wolf? Turtle? He barely survives it. No way. Oh my god, that could have been a 1v5 by Crisbet just now, dude. Could have been a big old 1v5 by Cris, but he couldn't quite do it. Oh my goodness, boys. Oh my god. That's such a long duel. 20-minute long duel. G-fuck with that stun. There's no way Wolf could survive it. Absolutely no way. Just gonna hit it. It's actually funny. Yo, Crisbet is probably beating himself up right now. Like, what? So close. It was right there. If he didn't turtle, he actually would have been dead. If he didn't turtle, 174 HP. My goodness, dude. That was actually so close. Yo, after you go to group, still trying to find more. Last one's very elusive, like a slide.